Well, hey, I felt I had to come on today for a couple of different reasons. We have big energy hitting us, and the 12th of February is going to slam you down if you don't do this one thing that we're going to talk about today. So, I'm going to get to that in a minute, but it's really important that we are prepared for the energy that is surfacing through, especially starseeds and light workers. So, we're going to dive into that topic today. I normally go live on Thursdays. We are also going to do an energy poll. So, you're going to get to pick which one's for you. So normally I go live on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So this week, which what day is it? It's Wednesday, I think. I would be going live on the 6th, but I am getting the rest of my tattoo finished. So I'm not going to be available tomorrow. So I thought I would jump on here and really share what to expect next week. And I felt it was really important. I didn't want to skip a week. I want to give you the tools to navigate what the actual we are going to be going through next week. So when you arrive, hit me up in the comments. I want to know where you're from. I got to open my chat here. All right. Well, hi. Well, hello, Kathy. I miss you tremendously. And Rick, Ricky, I love you. Okay. We have really big energy. I want to know when you find this video in the comments, are you doing okay? Like, are you really doing okay? Because it's not an easy timeline right now. Some of us are all the way up in the ethers, getting downloads, having experiences, embodying the vibration of trust and standing so solid and so unshakable. But with that comes a little, don't care. I don't know if you saw my latest TikTok that I just did. Okay, there's some trolls. There's some trolls out there, and I get obviously a lot of trolls. I'm highly tattooed. I have half a shaved head, and I say F a lot. I fuck everything, right? So I get a lot of like me, whiny babies about it. I don't care if I'm not for you, don't watch. But I decided I would start clapping back. So I did. I clapped back to someone who told me that I was oh man, now I can't remember the term. Basically a slut in British, and I can't remember the term. And I laughed so hard. I was like, I have to. So I did. But that's what we're experiencing. Some of us are all the way up here and we're effing spicy because we have zero tolerance. Are you with me on this? This is vibe one. There's a whole other vibe. Zero tolerance, zero fucks to give, don't care, standing in our authenticity, standing in our power, being like, watch me. You cannot stop me. And we're feeling so like passionate and ready to create change on this planet and bring messages forward. And like the information's coming through and the downloads are coming through. And we're just like, oh my God. And then the other part of us, not great. The ascension symptoms are off the charts. We're feeling disharmony in the body. We're going into a lot of boo-hoo energy. I did that in December. I'm not judging it. Let me tell you, I was a pity party. But we're going into boo-hoo energy. We're going into this is hard. The disharmony is challenging. I'm not feeling well. Please help me. I don't know what to do. Someone love me. Someone hug me. And we need love. We need attention. We need hugs. So these are the two big energies that we're experiencing right now. And with that, hi, Kathleen. With that, we're all kind of getting this like, what do we do next? What do we do with it? Right? I've never been this spicy in my life. Oh, babes, hold on, because it's probably going to get bigger. And this is the energy for February. February is about shaking off, brushing off, slamming doors, being like, you're out, you didn't make the team energy. And we're seeing it in very passive aggressive ways, and we're seeing it in very like spicy ways, like myself. So the passive aggressive energy is like, oh, let's come together in community and shun all of the trailblazers who are too bold to be who are bold and authentic and like okay, go do yourself. I don't care. So I'm seeing a lot of that. And then the trolls. I know I'm going to get filled with all the comments later on. It's always like 24 hours later that I get all these trolls in the comments, and I'm like, cool. It's okay. I got thick skin. It's fine. Go for it. If you that's what makes you feel like a man, knock yourself out. So there's that. But yeah, people are spicy. And those that are unaware are really going into projecting their opinions, right? So we've got, our loved ones that are 3D. We've got our family, our teenagers, our in-laws, our parents, our grandparents, our coworkers, our bosses being like, you should, da, da, da. And it's like, ooh. So I'm just doing a lot of like, a lot of that. A lot of that. That's all we're doing. This is why, and this is what's going on. And these are tools that I really specifically want to talk about before we get into the card pull. Card pull, not pull. Okay. So next week on the 12th, we have a full moon. It is a snow full moon. What this means for us is the moon's just further away, so it's a really cold part, especially for where I am. It's the furthest point that the moon's away for us. I don't know about all of us because I don't live on the other side of the world, but I think so. Anyways, it's a snow moon, and the energy and vibration of that is this feeling of disconnect, this feeling of it's just out of hand's reach, like it's there, but I can't get it. It's this feeling of anticipation, anxiousness, but in an angry, it's not fair, when's it my turn kind of vibe. But the main thing and what it's meant for is actually for us to completely shed the fears that we have in association with um, our anger, our more like our anger, our human emotions, like the unexpressed emotions. So it's this time to like let them move through us, but we don't want to do that in a way that's not serving, right? And if you don't look inside yourself and you don't start to experience this, it's going to bottle up and it's going to feel a lot more intense. And so here's how I sort of want you to look at it. It is an opportunity for you to let go of something that is blocking you, holding you back from what wants to come through you, with you, for you, especially for those of you that are aching to be in divine purpose or already in divine purpose. We got to do the work. We're the trailblazers. We are the leaders. We're the pioneers that came here and were like, well, I guess we'll do it the hard way. And then I can show you the path that I made. Like, here you go. And so we really have to be evaluating ourselves. And I'm going to give you some beautiful guidelines. We're going to pull the cards in association with that. But it is time for us to, one, come together in community. I don't know if you've caught the monthly forecast is on YouTube, the weekly forecast, so it's always up there the whole week at a glance. And then on TikTok, I do like little dailies as well as all my clapbacks that I'm really enjoying right now. Really, I'm kind of like, I get all like excited over who's the next troll. Like, I don't know why I'm loving this, but I am. But it's the spicy energy, right? So, with this full moon coming up, the I want to talk specifically about starseed. So this might turn a couple of people off. That's okay. You do not have to watch. If you want to be a troll, I'll happily participate later. But I'm going to talk a little bit about the galactic stuff. So we have an opportunity energetically to connect through meditation, through telepathy, through all of these amazing things. Like that is the vibe leading into the full moon. And then the full moon is stand up and take off the exterior, the false pieces of yourself, and drop the emotion that doesn't work for you or express the emotion that doesn't work for you. So my guides, freaking 4 weeks ago, I had no idea. 4 weeks ago, my guides were like, we need to do a galactic ambassadors right before the full moon so they can have the activation meditation on their own for the full moon. So we have the galactic ambassadors on the 11th in the evening Eastern time. And there will be an activation, a deep activation meditation for divine purpose, as well as like telepathy and some other stuff. And then for those of you that are really, really, really spicy, if you resonate with the dragons, I put this in the newsletter. It's kind of uncomfortable to go fully public with, but if you, there is a special event on the full moon. It's called Draco and Dime. So if the word Draco is interesting to you or dragon is interesting to you, I am going to be dropping some big truths on what the origin of humanity is and what our path is and what's coming up for us. So a lot more than what's in my book, like a lot more. I talk a little bit about the origin in my book, but this is going to be stuff that I can't go public with. So we're going to be holding that event on the 12th, okay, on the actual full moon. And the meditation is going to be like your wings and your heart. And you're like, oh, frig, man, I had the activation a couple days ago last week. I don't know what day it is. I think last week. And I was just like, and I can't come back from it. So it's really, really amazing. So I'm super excited about that. And that is the energy leading into and the full moon. And then we're kind of going into settling out a little bit. But in that settling out, I will forewarn you, if you, especially if you do the activations with us as a group, you are going to be standing so, could I speak a little more clearly and a little slower? Some of your words are muffled. Yeah, no problem. I was just excited. Thanks for the feedback. I'm here. Okay. Um, I get really fast when I'm excited or I get really spicy. So what was I saying now? My ADHD kicked in. Hmm. Oh, yeah. you're going to be standing in a level of authenticity that you have yet to experience. You are going to unlayer yourself and be standing so bold with this energy. This is what's available for you, which trust me, it feels amazing. It feels empowering. It feels unshakable. It feels um, safe. It feels like it's beautiful. I'm watching my students do this with me. Thanks, Susan. Um, I'm watching all of my students, like a lot of my students and myself included, and we're all having these crazy experiences with downloads, with information, with expansion of universal wisdom, with like all these pieces of the puzzle are coming together, and we're like, what? And we know what's required for humanity. There's a whole group of us that know exactly, and it's not latent love, and it's beyond unity. We know what the piece is. We know what the secrets are. And we're like, oh my God, what do we do with it? And so we have to become so boldly authentic with that and really stand fearlessly. And that's what's happening. And that's the intention between these two events, but the full moon, that's what it's for. So if you're doing the work, meaning going in and evaluating yourself and asking what emotions want to be expressed, you are going to soar through this. It's going to be beautiful and you're going to level up and ascend. And it's amazing. That's all. That's all I wanna say. Let's go into the card reads, like, I don't even know. Normally, I'm on here for, like, a full hour, but it's just like, this is it, guys. Like, this is an incredible opportunity, and it's just gonna get bigger and bigger as the year goes on. So, jump on the boat now, so to speak. Drink the Kool-Aid. No, I don't know. What am I saying? Okay, let's go into an energy pull, to help you navigate this energy. So, I'm just gonna connect in. So, choose just connect into your heart, 1, 2, or 3, what works for you. I'm going to connect in. It doesn't matter when you find this, what day, time, year. It doesn't freaking matter because there is no such thing as time. That is a complete illusion. And it's all about connection. So I'm connecting in whoever's going to find this whenever they find it. Take what resonates, throw away the rest. Here we go. Let me know. What are we doing? 1, 2, or 3? No. I figured there was going to be a lot of twos because the twos are super sticky. That one. Okay, here we go. 3. Judy and Zoe, I knew you were both going to pick 3. That's so funny. All right, here we go. Holy. All right, let me know what resonates as it's unfolding. Here we go. Number ones. I was talking about this in the Galactic event a couple of days ago that I was hosting. Or no, maybe it was the Mystic Bundle. It's a Mystic Bundle. These actual cards came through, which is really funny. But here they are. They're back for number ones. So number one, this is about um, two different vibes with the first card. So this is about community, finding your community. This is what you're looking for over the next little while, over as we move through this full moon energy on the 12th. This is about allowing your community in. But with that, it's also about saying no, thank you, because that's a full sentence. No, thank you to the things that don't work for you and the people that don't jive with you. So, with this first message and this piece, this card here, these are your two cards. What I'm hearing for number ones is discernment on keeping your heart, even though because you have the biggest heart, number one, you are an overgiver, probably an oversharer. I wouldn't know anything about that. You have a massive heart, right? And so you're walking and people are attracted to your heart and they're attracted to your energy. But with that can come a little bit of loneliness and isolation because you're giving and giving and giving. And the people in your life are just like, thanks, I expect it, and maybe don't necessarily reciprocate it. So I want you to do a little bit of evaluating, and this is great that I'm doing it this week before the full moon. You're going to go into your journal and you're going to just write out what what do you desire to receive from the people in your life, right? For me, if you're not funny, You're not my favorite, but I love you anyways, but I need laughter. My life is heavy all day long. I'm in the ethers all day long. Make me laugh, right? I need laughter. I need honesty. I need shared equal communication. I have zero patience for toxic vulnerability or toxic positivity. So I want you to get really clear on what do you desire to receive when it comes to the people in your life, because you're moving into building your collective and building your community. Okay. For those of you that join the Starseed event, the galactic one, so Galactic Ambassadors is channeling. That's on the 11th. And then the Draco one is on the 12th. So on the 11th, those that come into that event, as long as you're not a dickhead, I invite you into a private group that we have for Starseed specifically. So you can share and um, get to know other starseeds and share your meditations or have I lost my mind moments, right? Like all of those. So this is about you coming into community. This is about you attracting in the people. And this is about, this is really beautiful. I just got this beautiful vision. One of the meditations that I always, or how I often, almost always start our meditations together in the groups is about creating this bubble of love and respect with our higher selves, our galactic selves, and us as a community. And then it creates this beautiful orb and you feel it. And then I teach you how to receive all of that energy for you. So this is going to help you expand your heart, your confidence in self, your that feeling of like, man, I'm finally not alone anymore, especially on this awakening journey. And because there's so much information out there and there's so much information on star seeds out there. And we have our experiences and we're like, oh, is this normal? So it's like you're attracting in your community and those that you're meant to be with. So I think that's really amazing and really beautiful. And I love that for you. It is such an incredible feeling. And if you already have that, I just feel like it's going to get more enriched, more deeper, more deeper. Good English, right? Doing my best here. So number one's for you to do that, it's about looking in your journal and writing out what serves your heart and where are you over giving your heart. And clarity and awareness is going to bring change. So it's just getting really clear on how you're sort of sabotaging yourself through what you're accepting and what you're over giving. So really, really define that and then allow your community to come in. So just before you fall to I'm gonna try English. Ready? Before you fall asleep at night, set the intention of calling out from your heart those that match you and bringing them into your life. Okay. All right, let's go into number twos. Number one's what resonated and is there questions? I do have some time and I don't have a lot to say today, shockingly. So I can answer some questions if you want. So can you just put the first word in capital letters or something, or the question in capital letters, just so I can see it when I scroll back? Okay, let's go into number twos. I'm taking my time because someone's grandma just showed up. So let's talk to them. Someone's getting a message from their grandma. Okay, she's just showing me, I don't know who this is for or why, but someone's grandma came through real freaking strong right here. And she's showing me that you're kind of when you look in the mirror, you're kind of judging like something to do with your face, like here. Like, I don't know if it's like you're doing this or what you're doing, but you're looking in the mirror often and being like, oh, I don't know. So there's something in the lower part of the face that you're like critiquing or judging or obsessed over. So she's showing me she's watching you do that. And she's standing in this space of, um, okay, she wants to give you more details on who this is for first. So in her later life, we'll call it towards her transition, she said her hands were quite frail and she couldn't pick things up or she couldn't grip very well. I am seeing a cane or leaning on things to stand up at the very end. And her hands are very frail. And she's saying, I couldn't quite grab things. So she's just giving some hints towards who this is for. I'm just the messenger. Um, she's also showing me that she was quite cold at the end or that you feel her with cold. So what she's saying is, she's wrapping you, like, really wrapping you. I see you kind of are you wearing scarves a little bit more, or you have one of her scarves? Like, I'm just seeing a scarf. And she's saying she's wrapping you. She's saying it's me that you're feeling, just these gentle twitches in your shoulder muscles or like a little bit of hair movement. She's doing that for you. And her message for you is to move and lean into celebrating the good things right now. She's showing me that you do have some beautiful things that you look at quite a bit, whether that's a little girl that you have or something. Um, but she's saying these little things. She's like, can you lean into them and acknowledge them? She said she spent her whole life being busy and getting things done and getting things done. And she's like, you're kind of walking the same path. And she wants you to slow down a little bit. And just acknowledge the good things, like, almost like the vibration of gratitude, like, can you move back into, like, it's not that bad. She is saying she's directing you, she's guiding you, there's a big transition coming up for you that you're a little bit nervous about, and you're unsure of how it's gonna go or where you might land is what she's saying, but she's like, "I've got you, it's fine, just trust." She's a little spicy too, so she's just like, "I've got you, like, if you could just trust this, it's fine." She's like, "If I can trust my raggedy old body and still get around the house, you can trust this process, you've got this." So she's just wanted to bring some reassurance to someone who's in here. I'm not even sure who that is. But she's just saying, you've got this. You're going to be fine. It's going to unfold in a way that actually serves you. Trust the process. Move back into acknowledging the beauty in life. She's really adamant about that. She's saying that you're just too much in here. And if you could just stop doing that, that would be great. I don't know why that came through. Let's go back into number two. She was adamant. Okay. Number 2, you are really moving through like the whole vibe for 2025. The vibe for 2025 is all about true authenticity. And I've been teaching this course very privately on standing in your power and becoming either that badass energy or that unfiltered, authentic self. And I've been loving teaching this. This is the vibe for 2025. So, number 2 is and I don't know how to put this, but like, I assure you I promise you, somewhere within your thought patterns, you are outright lying to yourself about who you are. Outright, right? Because it's uncomfortable to acknowledge pieces of ourselves that aren't going to be socially accepted. Okay. Like I am a raging bitch. I'm not a raging bitch. I am just really fucking spicy. I have zero tolerance and I have really, really strong boundaries. And so people are like, what is her problem? And I don't give a flying fuck if I'm the villain in your story. Like we've been talking about this a little bit, right? I am I was trying to like hold that back and be like, but I do have a big heart. I know I have a fucking big heart. I have the biggest fucking heart, and I am so fucking generous and loving, and when I love you, you are just, you know. But I was trying to overly like, "I am, I promise." And now I'm just like, "If you don't like me, then you didn't make the team, and it's not my problem. You gotta get into the love. You gotta get through this." Like, no, if you're gonna just annoy me, it's not gonna happen. And I'm standing very authentically in that. I have to for what's coming down the pipeline for me. But this is all about who are you truly? Are you being where are you being a victim to bullshit that doesn't even fucking matter or bullshit that you're creating? Let's start with that lie. Okay. You're creating these cycles. You're being a victim to something. Most of us are. We have our moments. It's totally okay. But if you're going to stay in that cycle, you're not going to get there. So it's about looking at where am I lying to myself? Where am I unnecessarily being a victim? Where am I unnecessarily being poo poo peru? Where am I unnecessarily, look at this. This is nice. Where am I unnecessarily being too sweet, too kind, too wholesome, and too spiritual? Like, are we playing these games? Let's just put it down, put it down. You are here to be whatever it is that you are here to be. And if you are in that energy of your starseed integration happening, right? Then you're going to be integrating some of the qualities of the energetic beings that you are part of, that your DNA that's in your DNA. So you gotta let it through, which is what the snow moon is about. It's about letting go of the emotions that have been holding you back from your authentic self. So number two is, where are you lying to yourself? Where are you in disharmony between this knowing and this story? We're bringing this together. So I want you to look at all of the areas that are challenging in your life right here, right now. All of them, write them down. So if you have disharmony in the body, disharmony in your bank account, disharmony in your sex life, disharmony in your divine purpose or your workplace or your relationships, or I don't know, where do you have disharmony? And then I want you to ask yourself, how have I created this? Have I created because I'm allowing it and I should have said no thank you? Or am I creating it through a story? Am I holding on to something unnecessary and not setting boundaries because I don't want to be the bad guy? Or am I creating it through some bullshit story that I keep telling myself and I'm just adding to the energy and adding to the energy and adding to the energy and getting the same fucking outcome over and over again? So it's time for you to get really, really clear. As you do, you will know when you find it because you will be like, oh, that felt good to let go of. Oh, nice. You're gonna have an expansion, and through that expansion, you're gonna be able to let hi be. You're gonna be able to let the energy float through your crown into your heart and it radiate out in such a different level because you are integrating your star seed DNA right now. And in order to do that, you gotta get all the human bullshit stuff that's not serving you out of the way. I mean that with love. Get it done. Okay. Let's go into that. I'm gonna look at the comments and then we're gonna go into number threes. When I'm listening to your lives, my cat goes nuts and gets all lovey-dovey every time. Everybody's you should see okay, Susan, when when I have a student who has a cat in the same room, the cat is all over the camera. Probably because my voice is a little on the screechy, annoying side, and the cat's just like, "Could you just shut it up? Could you just shut it up? Could you just shut it up?" And trying to love you and get it be like, "Shut it down, woman." So it could be that. I don't know. But my cats also are super lovey-dovey when I talk too much. Probably because they want me to stop. All right. Um, applying okay, I'm guessing 2 because this just popped up for me. Oh my god, I'm staring at myself in the mirror obsessed because of how old I'm getting. I just literally do you wanna know a secret, Susan? I also have been struggling. I think I said this in the last live. Really, truly, before I get into number 3, this is actually very helpful, okay? I had body dysmorphia for a lot of my life and finally fell in love with myself and all of the things and amazing, good to go. And then I hit menopause and now I'm over menopause and I'm in the post menopause thing, which I people should talk more about menopause in a positive light because it is not fucking easy to go through. But here I am on the other side of it. And my body is rapidly aging now. Like every month, there's something, it just, everything is going south. And so, body dysmorphia, unknowingly, I started having like aging dysmorphia. Like I was fucking struggling so hard with it and really like not okay. And then one day I sat there and I don't know if this is helpful, but it fucking changed the game for me hardcore. I I am I was struggling. I also can look a little bit like my birth mother, not that much of a fan of that person. Um, I don't wanna I don't know, anyways. And so I was like, "Fuck, man, am I gonna look like her? Like, what the fuck?" And then I was like, "No." My grandmother, Ruth. Ruth was the woman I worshiped the most on this planet. She was so cool. Oh my god, she was amazing, amazing badass. And so now, every time I look in the mirror and I'm like, "Oh, no." I go, "Oh, no. My Ruth is showing." And it literally in my heart goes like, "Oh," like it feels such a sweet, loving thing to say to her, to me, to my body, and my body is thriving with it. So I'm literally like, "My Ruth is showing," and it's great. Mhm. I love it. I actually am like learning to just be in love like this and this, right? My roof is showing, and my eyelids are, like, way lower than they used to be. Anyways, doesn't matter. Not picking on myself. So I don't know if that's helpful, but maybe if you lean into something like that, it definitely changed the game for me. All right, let's go into I'm in Perry. I'm totally crazy. I would say, yeah, it is not a fun journey. Okay, here we go. Number 3s. Well then. Okay. I love you. Number 3s. This is absolutely beautiful. Like, my heart is like, "Oh, okay." So, number 3s, could you please go back to the page in my book that has all of the repetitive numbers? I think it's page 128, where, like, 111, all of that, you're gonna start seeing your repetitive numbers. Let's not play the fluffy, "Oh my god, an angel number," because it's not what it is, it's science. So I want you to just screenshot that and carry it around on your phone, so when you see the repetitive numbers, you know what to do, okay? You are getting clear signs right now through repetitive numbers. So it's really important that you do that. Then the other thing I'm hearing is your okay, 1, I didn't know this till right now. There's just getting this, like, beautiful conversation with your higher self. So a lot of you are really intertwined with Venus. I don't know why I'm obsessed, but I'm obsessed. Research Ricky. Can we talk about Venus next? Ricky and I get together and talk about stuff. I would like to know more about Venus, please. But there's like this beautiful opening, and we have 3 heart chakras. We've got our heart chakra, we've got our sacred heart chakra, and we've got our galactic heart chakra for star seeds. So these are merging together, and as they do, it is just life becomes really beautiful. You're like, "Wow, God, I love this life." So you're kind of shifting into that vibration right now. With the merging of those 3 chakras can come a little bit of back discomfort, like upper back tightness, discomfort. For me, it felt like I had a freaking knife in my back for a long time. Or we're getting like heart palpitations or tightness just in the chest muscles. So it's just really important that you are just moving that energy around right here. So, like under your collarbone in the shoulder pit, there's a whole spot. Like rubbing that in circles is going to help regulate the way you're attuning this energy, as well as Brandy, we need to talk. As well as letting that really open up. So you really want to focus on anything that's opening up your heart. Really be heart centered right now and not in the over giving squishy way, but in the I love my damn self way. That is going to change a lot for you. So this is one part of the message. You're really expanding in this incredible vibration. Now, Brandy, I really need you to go into our group and put that in there and talk to me about that because this is new to me. What is this? I need to know. Okay. The other part of this message is um, brace yourself, my love. Brace yourself. You're going to be experiencing what I'm experiencing, where you are connecting into, we'll say, your guides, okay, or whatever you're connected to, and actually experiencing them. So you'll be getting, it could look like a multitude of things. It is really important that you ask for healing in your meditations. So I'm going to start with this. Ask for healing in your meditations. Ask for your auric field, your electromagnetic field to be surrounded and cocooned in a loving vibration and to have that filled to infuse your physical with all of the loving vibration from all that you are connected to in regards to your highest possible path. Okay. So meditate or as you're falling asleep, ask for that. You're going to be getting a lot of healing, a lot of activation. And this could look like the sensation of I've had all of these things. Ready? You lie in there meditating, and all of a sudden the bed is like being hit. And you can feel the bed like jolting a little bit, and not because, but because, you know, not because you're doing stuff, but it's just moving. So you'll feel the energy pulse actually moving the bed a little bit. You may feel like the blankets all of a sudden become a little denser on certain spots of your body, like your legs, or you can feel like soft hands moving up your legs and moving energy up your legs. You could feel little twitches in your face muscles. Your head may tilt back or side to side. You may actually even feel your arms move and start to swirl energy up your body. This happens to me quite a bit. Or you'll be writing. You'll be feeling like your hands when you're lying there meditating like this, that your hands are on backwards and your thumbs are on the inside. You may be feeling like your body, which is laying straight in the bed, is all of a sudden on an angle and you're laying diagonal. There's all kinds of things in this attunement that you may be experiencing. So there's nothing that you can say that's going to freak me out, be crazy. So if you want to put it in the comments and be like, "What about this?" I'll be like, "Yeah, no, you're crazy," or I'll be like, "No, that's really normal." Um, there's a lot of attunements happening for you, through you, with your energy. So it's really important that you start your meditative practice or your sleep time off on that fashion. Every single night, do it because the energy is big for you right now. With that, what comes next is them showing up in your meditation. So you're going to see them, you're going to feel them, you're going to communicate with them. They might show up in your dream state as well. Then they're going to start showing up. You're just gonna feel them in the space. You're gonna be like, "What is happening?" Like, you feel them. And then you're going to, and it's all a gradual process for you to get used to the energy. Um, while you're getting these activations to be able to experience them in the physical. So, one of the things in order for all of this to happen, those are the things that you're going to ask for. And everybody can do this, by the way. Everybody can do all the things in three. Um, one of the things, what was I going to say? Because I glanced at the comments and I cannot multitask. Oh, fear. Okay. So, I want you to do all of that and then understand that your fear is the only thing that's holding you back from full telepathy. Your fear is the only thing holding you back from astral projection and remote viewing and all of those things. So when we do the energy attunements in and the meditations and the activations in our galactic groups, it is helping pull the fear out and change, or not pull it out, but change it, morph it into acceptance, as well as activating the pineal gland and the chakras that are required, right? So, really get clear on practicing being non reactionary in uncomfortable situations. So, being non reactionary in traffic, being non reactionary over running late, being non reactionary over conflict or your children running around the house or whatever. Be non reactionary over four fucking cats and a dog needing your love all of the time, let me tell you. Be non reactionary over traffic, your finances, whatever, because being non reactionary is going to help you get used to removing instinctual fear. And that's a journey. And the less instinctual fear you have, the more you're going to experience because they can be hella scary sometimes, just so you know. It's hella uncomfortable when you see them when they're standing in the kitchen. You're like, oh, what is that? Because they don't look anything like us, right? So that's what's working for you. Okay, I'm going to scroll through the comments. Let's do this. Short and sweet today. Look, I'm only at 36 minutes. So proud of myself. Okay. Anybody feeling like they've checked out mentally but are here physically? That is absolutely a phase, Dawn, for sure. Also, the principle of rhythm is these ups and downs, right? Mentally, I'm often in the ethers. Like I require to carry things that if I drop them, they're going to break or spill. So I often walk around with a glass of water or my cell phone to keep myself in my, okay, this is where I'm at. If I'm driving, then it's got to be music or I got to be talking to someone and the window's got to be slightly cracked and I got to be a little on the chilly um, to like stay present. Um, the It's easy to get just sit there and all of a sudden just be like, oh, I have no idea where I've been for the last hour, or to literally not give a single flying fuck, to sit there and just be like, I just don't care. I literally don't care. That is vibration that we experience between dimensional consciousness. So I always look for that with my students when they're in apathy and they're like, I don't know what to do, or they're feeling any of the above. Then what that means is you're in that gap between your next ascendant level. So you're actually ascending. So when we get that space, you're about to level up, babe. So just enjoy it and just be like, I don't know what it is. And just be really human and you're going to be fine. Okay. I've been moving my legs or having to do a rocking motion to get to sleep. Huh. Interesting, Amy. My legs twitch a lot in order to wake my body up. But anyways, is it rocking or are you swaying? Because if you're doing like this kind of swaying energy, that's just energy moving through you. And anytime I do guided meditations in the galactic groups, especially this Draco one coming up on the full moon, everybody does this. Like the other day, we did an Andromeda group, and the meditation was fucking beautiful. And I was the one channeling the meditation, and my body was going in the figure eight like this. I was like, oh my goodness. Like, so it's often normal to sway or to rock to let energy move through you. It's just energy, beautiful energy taking place. It's awesome. My head and what I can only describe is like my nervous system and my heart area buzzing. Yeah. Heart palpitations, heart expansion. My heart can expand so big that it actually physically hurts. And I've burned holes in my shirt before with that energy. So Listen to all three, connected and resonated with all three. You're welcome, Jody. All right. Chest muscles, pain, glimpses of things out of the corner of my eyes. Number three, thanks for the confirmation. You're so welcome. We're seeing a lot of things out of the corners of our eyes. Does anyone else try to relax at night and after closing their eyes and see words floating by? Not just me. LOL. That is also common. I actually had 4 people email me and ask me, Cindy was telling me, she's like, "We have 4 emails with people being like, I am seeing words in my meditation." And she was saying, like, I think 2 or 3 of the people who emailed in were seeing them like going across the screen and floating up the screen. I was like, "What? That's so cool." Probably ancient runes and ancient energy and ancient wisdom moving through you. And it doesn't have to make sense right now, but it will when it needs to make sense. So it's just enjoy the experience and see what happens. I've had so many things my whole life, like the stories I could share with you. My God, like so many stories that like I'm actually writing a whole starseed book just for those stories. But so many times, guys, it didn't make any sense. I was like, I have no idea what this is or why this is happening. And it used to drive me nuts because I'd be like, what are you telling me? Or I'd be like, slow down, help me understand. Or I'm not understanding what you're showing me. I was so frustrated. And now I know, I would just always write them down. And now I know, like, I get all these pieces. Some of the pieces of the second book coming, and even the first book, um, were pieces that were like 10 years apart. I would get a piece of a puzzle, and then 10 years later, I would get the other half of it. And I'd be like, what? And it would just slam together. But it was like, we're going to start you with this, and then we're going to fill in all the gaps, and then we're going to give you the piece that's going to put it all together. So that's probably what's happening for you. It's a wild freaking ride, though. Enjoy it. Write it down. Trust me. All your meditations, write them down and date them. Please get a whole journal just for that because it will save you so much time and energy for purpose when purpose comes along for you, or if you're already in it and you're about to birth something completely new. Yeah, that's all. 41 minutes. It's a first. Awesome sauce. That's all I got. So yeah, there's that. If you want to giggle, I'm turning a little spicy on TikTok. I'm putting a lot of tools on there too, by the way, like a lot of spiritual tools. And I think Nikki might be sharing them to Facebook and Instagram. Pretty sure she is. I haven't checked um, for me, but I'm got this whole whiteboard over here that I've just been making content and being of service right now. So I'm putting all of those on TikTok, and I'm also clapping back. I love it. It's so much fun. Oh, so great because I am pretty sassy, but also like sarcastic. So, oh, and can you guys start sending me your dad jokes before we're done today? Um, as I say that, I'm like, wait, does Cindy have the bandwidth to monitor all the dad jokes? Corey, my beautiful man, okay, him and I tell dad jokes to each other all the time. And we have this like running competition over who's funnier. And we're both super sarcastic. And he's like, Dime, honestly, the way this cracks you up is the cutest shit in the world. Okay, he just loves me because he's my man. I'm just realizing right now that this is just the stupidest thing ever because he's my man. And of course he thinks I'm funny, but it makes my kids laugh too. Anyways, the way I react to dad jokes is obnoxiously loud and I think it's funny. So I kind of am wondering, like, just to bring some humor to life because laughter is as important as crying and it's a great way to heal, of maybe doing like Funny Friday and doing like a TikTok dad joke series. I don't know, maybe. Thoughts? Maybe not. Does it have to do with anything? It just brings me a tremendous amount of joy, and I'm seeking joy right now, so I just think it would be great. But anyways, there's that. So if you have dad jokes, I don't know, start tagging me in them. That would be great. Okay, that's all. I will meditate today. I'm feeling a huge wave of energy. You always are, darling. You get so much energy. Just stay with it. Trust the process. Like you're Yes, go meditate and just enjoy it, but don't try to meditate. Just allow it to happen. And if nothing happens, nothing happens. All right. I love you all. I will see you on the Starseed event, the galactic event on the 11th. Or if you're brave enough to come to the Draco one, it's going to be powerful. I will see you there. All right. Mwah, mwah. Happy whatever day of the week it is. And I'll see you when I see you. Go look in the mirror and find at least 10 reasons today to say thank you. I love you. And I'll catch you next time.